music of Bach.
Love those Brandenburgs.
Aren't they marvellous? And those cascading horns is just one of the wonders of the universe. I love it. It's so enriching, that music. And we heard then, you heard Emmanuel, a recording from the 60s actually. It's on an LP, it's on an HMV LP. And the Bath Festival Chamber Orchestra with Mr. M. There.
It's historic.
Yeah, it is. It's quite special. Anyhow, how are you, Frank?
Very well. I've been out all afternoon.
Okay.
Carousing.
Oh, very good.
With my family.
Excellent. Nice to hear. Perfect day for it to be out
lovely.
there. Yeah, superb.
It was inside, but nevertheless, still good.
Okay, well, I've set things up outside, so I'll be moving out of the booth shortly, and we'll do an outdoor missions today. A bit of a
It's OB time.
OB missions, and how are you, Frank?
Very well. How are you, Stephen?
Yay.
Good afternoon, Frank.
Hey, Frank.
All fine and mild. This weather is it makes all the difference, really.
Yes, we went out and had breakfast out this morning, sitting outside and at a cafe and with the dog, and then took him for a walk and a run and a play.
Brilliant.
Very nice.
Excellent. Good thing to do. Yep. Celebrate the good weather while we've got it. It'll probably be all raining again soon. Yes, we'll have another... It looks like we're going to have a wet summer, but I'm thinking of making the most of it and getting up into the high plains to do some walks this summer, because it's less of a bushfire risk season this year. So that'll be my plan. So I'm feverishly looking at different walks, different options, and seeing what can be organised. So yep, it's all happening. Well, look, I'll before adjourning to the outside veranda booth and to the practice zone. I think someone will be practicing out there. Kate was a short time ago. We'll have our usual 20s offering. In this instance, there's a recording of Jack Hilton and the band from about 1930. And a great title for a song. They always come up with great titles. How about this one? It's called "Oh, What a Silly Place to Kiss a Girl." I have no idea what that might mean. vk3sl.
Cottage gate, he would meet her and he'd greet her with a hug or two. Then he'd kiss his little miss upon the avenue. Oh, 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 what a silly place to kiss a girl. Once in the parlor, twice in the hall, he even kissed her on the garden wall. Oh, 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 her poor brain was in a whirl. His face lit up like a torch, then he kissed her on the porch. What a silly place to kiss a girl.
And that was really quite a hot record. Great solos on that disc. Jack Hilton and the band. That's his golden era in the late 20s, early 30s. Then he went to Decca and things weren't quite so good. But fab song. I wonder who the soloists are. Yeah, well, I'm still getting a few things organised here, so I'll head outside in a memento. But what I'll do is continue with some European syncopated music from about the same era. This one's with Dejos Bella and his orchestra, recorded probably in Berlin around about 1930. Interesting one, it's just popped up online, so I'm keen to hear this, but I'll make the transition while we play this record. And this is vk3sl testing on 160 and UHF and streaming online. I think the streaming service is working. I think so. Let's see, all systems seem to be up and running. Okay, Dejos Bella and the band, vk3sl.
Mein Süßer mit mir segeln gehen, sofern die Winde wehen, das wär doch wunderschön. Am Sonntag will mein Süßer mal ein Seemann sein, mit mir im Sonnenschein, so ganz allein. Und dann beim Abendrot mach ich das Abendbrot auf unserem Segelboot, für meinen Süßen und für mich. Am Sonntag will mein Süßer mit mir segeln gehen, sofern die Winde wehen, das wär doch schön. Mach ich das Abendbrot auf unserem Segelboot, für meinen Süßen und für mich. Das wär sehr schön.
We need our translator at hand there. Some syncopated dance band music from the Weimar Republic.
If Frank can do anything with that.
Yes. Did you pick up that last phrase there, Frank? I wonder. Maybe. All right. Now, how's this coming through? Is it all right?
Very nice, yes, that's fine.
Good. I'm pleased it's all operational. Yeah, it's nice to be outside. Beautiful day out here. And we've just got the right blend of sun and breeze. And a pile of records to boot. So we'll sift through these, and look, I'm afraid to say it's quite likely there's going to be repeats in this batch because I haven't done the Royal Flush yet, and probably sometime this week I'll get a chance to move things on and do a big sort, bring more records into the booth. But
You actually stopped working yet?
not really. I've got most of the day off tomorrow. I've got to work all day Tuesday, Wednesday, and actually for the rest of the week.
Sounds good.
Yeah, but it's light. It's just tying up ends and so on.
Yeah.
No more concerts, I don't think, at this stage.
Doing any more teaching?
not much more teaching, really. It's only Wednesday I'll be actually teaching. The rest of it's sort of admin. But tomorrow I'll get a chance to do a few things, and I'm really getting into practice. You know, I did quite a few hours today, and I think I'll try and keep this going the days when I'm not around, or that I am around here. So just keen to... there's a real vibe happening in this household. Everyone's doing it. So you sort of feed off each other a bit when everyone's practicing. So I'm just doing hours of scales, but it does help.
No.
It's worth doing, because suddenly you find that there's the facilities there, and what you hear inside your head, you can play.
Yeah.
Whereas without scales, I find that there's a sort of lag. My fingers don't quite work as well. So
I understand, sort of.
Yeah, it's just the drills and scales just give you the facility. It's just fine tuning. That's all it is. It's just fine tuning coordination, so you can go with your imagination. But
obviously very close to the surface for you, so.
Yeah, one sense, having done it before, but yeah, you need to. You just got to be practicing all the time if you really want to stay at a level where you can, accurately and reliably play things and have a reasonable degree of resilience.
Sure.
But look, it's just for myself. It's a purely selfish indulgence. That's all it is.
Not far from.
But look, I'll try and put together a few more, little recordings. But not having the cello in the booth at the moment, I can't be as spontaneous as I was earlier on. But look, let's have a look. We've got this pile of records here, and amongst them is a Frankie Lane. Now, possibly I played this. It might be a double, but it's Georgia on my mind, and it's one of his jazz hits. And
but look, it was very, very good. So play it again.
It's a great disc. So I think we'll give it another go. It's a Mercury 78, and hopefully all systems are operational. vk3sl.
vk3jr.
Georgia, oh Georgia, the whole day through, just an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Georgia's on my mind, Georgia. Georgia, a song of you comes as sweet and clear as moonlight through the pines. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile so tenderly, but in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you. Georgia, oh Georgia, no peace can I find, for an old sweet song keeps Georgia on my mind. Other arms reach out to me, other eyes smile so tenderly, but in peaceful dreams I see the road leads back to you, only you, Georgia. Sweet Georgia, no peace can I find, for an old sweet song keeps lovely Georgia on my mind. Frankie Lane, and he's very
out there arrangement of George on My Mind. He's got the feel, doesn't he?
Oh, very good indeed.
Yeah, Carl Fisher's orchestra there. And some time ago we really did make a feature of exploring Frankie Lane's jazz recordings, and that was one of the ones out of the bag. So nice to hear. Yeah, anyhow, we're sifting through, and another one here is Tex Benicki, and who was the saxophone player, one of the alto saxes and vocalist in Glenn Miller's band. After Glenn Miller died, he had his own band for a while. In fact, I think he took over the Glenn Miller band for a period. And this actually might be the Miller Band under his name, or at least another group shortly thereafter. But it's Tex Benicki and his orchestra on the label, and it's a track called St. Louis Blues March. So I think this deserves a play. It's a pretty impressive record, actually. I didn't have a sample of this before.
I think you played it before.
No, I don't think so. Let's have a listen. St. Louis Blues March, Tex Benicki and the orchestra, a later incarnation of the Glenn Miller Band, as I understand it. Some great drumming in that.
Terrific.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? I wonder who the feature artist was.
Lovely rolls there.
Yeah, very much in the march tradition.
Very much.
Harking back to the antecedents of jazz, really, marching band music.
Yeah, New Orleans, that's right.
That's it, yeah. An oblique nod. Yeah, all right. So what else have we got here? This one could be interesting. I don't know. It's Sammy Davis Jr.
Yeah,
doing vocal impressions of singers.
it is. It goes back to the 56, 57.
Does it? So you remember this?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. So I can't really... I'm not... yeah, side A is vocal impressions of singers and side B is vocal impressions of actors. So...
They're all good. The singers, I think he does, Nat King Cole, I think, and
okay.
others. They're very good impressions.
Oh, fabulous. All right. Well, look, we'll check in with this. We'll have a listen, see what he does. It's the orchestra directed by Monty Stevens. It's a Columbia 78. It's very well worn, but hopefully it'll present okay. Sammy Davis Jr. And this is vk3sl testing.
Because of you, there's a song in my heart. Because of you, my romance had its start. Because of you, the sun will shine, the moon and stars will stay on mine forever and never to part. I only live for your love and your kiss, and it's really paradise to be near you like this. Well, because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile because of you. I only live for your love and your kiss, and it's really paradise to be near you like this. Well, because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile because of you.
Okay, there we
Finished
go.
with Frankie Lane.
Yeah, well, that last one was Frankie Lane, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. And I recognised Johnny Ray in the middle, and
Yeah.
I think he started with Nat King Cole.
Yeah, and Vaughan, no, that was Tony Bennett, actually.
Oh, was it Tony Bennett, was it, at the start?
Started sound like Nat, but when he got into it, it was Tony. And It was
Okay.
Tony Bennett's song.
Sure. Okay, fair enough. And do you recognise any of the other voices?
Yeah, Vaughan Monroe,
Yeah?
Billy Eckstein.
Oh, Billy Eckstein, of course. Yes, he had the deeper voice. Yeah, I recognise that. Yeah.
And what else? There's a few others in passing. I can't call them
That's okay.
to mind right now, but it was very. I thought it was very good.
It's very well done. He
And
certainly...
Frankie Lane, I thought he nailed Frankie pretty well.
He sounded exactly like him, didn't he?
Yeah.
Incredible. Yeah, that's an interesting record, actually. Because of You. I wonder what the other side's like. I wouldn't know much about actors from that
Actors
era.
like Jimmy Stewart and Jimmy Cagney and those people.
Okay, right. Okay. Should we give it a whirl?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, we'll have a listen. Yeah, vocal impressions of actors with Sammy Davis Jr. He would have been young.
Yeah, he was young when he did this. It might have even been earlier than I thought.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's before the Rat Pack era, isn't it?
Yeah, mid-50s.
Yeah, sure. All right. Let's have a listen to vocal impressions of actors.
actors have always wanted to be singers, and singers have always wanted to be actors. I think we have the answer here. Because of you, there's a song in my heart. Because of you, you dirty rat. My romance had its start. Yes, it did. Oh, gee well. Because of you, the sun will shine. And the moon and the stars and the house and the car will be mine. Forever and never ever to part. Judy, I only live for your love and your kiss. Do you understand that it's absolutely, positively paradise to be with you like this? Cause I dig you the most, yes I do. You're nothing but a little doll, that's what you are. Well, because of you, my life is not worthwhile. And I can smile just because of you. I want too much to listen to me, understand? Baby, I only live for your love and you understand, your kids. Nobody can tell you what to do, but I'm gonna tell you because I'm Little Caesar. And besides that, it's absolutely, positively paradox to be with you like that. This is me. Because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile. Smile? Smile?
Oh, gee whiz, you guys don't have to get so excited. After all, I'm only trying to sing and...
You don't have to get excited each time. Just take it easy and kind of relax.
Never mind any words from you, Charlie. You take care of the orange juice stand. I'll do the singing. All right, fellas, from the top. I can smile. Yes, because of you. I like it.
Oh, it's pretty good. That was Sammy James Jr. back in 1950 Mumble with vocal impressions of actors. Now, James Cagney, Jimmy Stewart, I picked up those two at the start.
Jerry Lewis at the end.
Yeah, that was Jerry Lewis, wasn't it? Yeah. Who was the English one? English person in the middle?
Cary Grant, I think.
Ah, right. Okay.
I'm not much on actors myself.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, there's some. They're very sort of characterful and consistent, weren't they? And they're certainly voices I've heard before, although I'm not that au fait with films from that era. It's out of my past band, the 1940s. So interesting, nevertheless. And sorry about the condition. We haven't got our noise filter with the OB missions. We can't do what we usually do, but people can understand. Another jive record here. Jivin' at the Jamboree, Harry Leader and his orchestra with Peter Gray. So Regal's on the phone. I think this is a fairly upbeat disc, so let's have a listen to some post-swing. vk3sl, testing.
vk3sl.
You'll agree, Dixieland with melody, jiving at the Jamboree. Hear the congregation shout, listen to the boys give out. They know what it's all about, jiving at the jamboree. They beat the 8-beat to you at a frightening rate. Keep in step, keep hip, and you'll find the jamboree jive will be a permanent day. Jive until your heart can stand, soon you'll find your heaven stand. Bet you tell your friends you went jiving at the jamboree.
And the band Jive at the Jamboree, and I've just done a quick search on that. Apparently came out in 1944, so that's the era. Peter Gray was the vocalist on that record.
Very good.
Yeah, good upbeat track. And yeah, we're just outside today, OB Missions, and this is vk3sl testing, and we also we transmit on 160, and that's 1865 kilohertz, and also on UHF for 38.725, along with the streaming service online, so a dedicated YouTube channel to these missions, where of course you can be entertained if you listen online. That's the name of the game. Here we have a record called On a Simmery Summery Day, Dick Robertson and his orchestra.
I know it at all.
No, it's a Decca. It's a red Decca, so I'm not sure when this came out, but I've got a tick on the label to say it's upbeat so, and missions compliant. So we have a little system here. Just when I sample a few grooves, if it's got the right sort of feel, it gets put in the pile. Let's have a listen.
Give me a book that's entertaining when I'm lying in the hay, to while away the hours on a simmery summery day. Wanna be lazy like a daisy in the middle of July, and watch the pretty pictures in the sky. Oh, hum, dreamin' in the sun, I'm a lucky one, it's true. Oh, hum, I'm not so very dumb, I bet you'd like to dream there too. Beautiful butterflies are dancing in the field across the way, the nearest thing to heaven on a simmery summery day. What is the use of hustle bustle? Find a little time to play, and you'll never simmer on a summer day. are dancing in the field across the way. The nearest thing to heaven on a simmery, summery day. What is the use of hustle bustle? Find a little time to play, and you'll never simmer on a summer day.
Simmery summer day.
That's quite nice.
Yeah, very pleasant. Middle of the road music from the 1940s, I gather. Dick Robertson and his orchestra on a red decker. So we're just trying to find records that I haven't played before.
Wouldn't worry too much.
No, I'm not too fussed. Here we have Joe Loss and the orchestra and Swinging on a Star. Now this was a song I think made famous by Bing Crosby, I think.
Yeah, it came out of a Walt Disney movie.
Yeah. So
what was it?
it says here featured in the Paramount film Going My Way.
Oh, Going My Way, yes.
Was that a road movie or one of the ones with Bob?
No. It was, Going My Way was about a priest.
Oh, that's right, it was too. That's it. Yes, Crosby played a member of the clergy.
He did, and it wasn't a Walt Disney film at all. Paramount film, as you say. I think about 1941.
Okay, great.
Good song, I reckon.
It is a good
lyric.
tune. Yeah, it's a really good tune. So, well, we have a version here with Joe Loss, so we'll give this a spin. And outdoor missions today, Needle in the Groove, and off we go.
Funny ears, picks up at anything he hears. His back is brawny, but his brain is weak. He's just plain stupid with a stubborn streak. And by the way, if you hate to go to school, you may grow up to be a mule. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a pig? A pig is an animal with dirt on his face. His shoes are a terrible disgrace. He's got no manners when he eats his food. He's fat and lazy and extremely rude. But if you don't care a feather or a fig, you may grow up to be a pig. Or would you like to swing on a star, carry moonbeams home in a jar, and be better off than you are? Or would you rather be a fish? Fish won't do anything but swim in a brook. He can't write his name or read a book. To fool the people is his only thought. And though he's slippery, he still gets caught. But then if that sort of life is what you wish, you may grow up to be a fish. And all the monkeys aren't in the zoo. Every day you meet quite a few. So you see, it's all up to you. You can be better than you are. You could be swinging on a star. You could be swinging on a star.
Yeah, what a great upbeat version of that song.
It's excellent, isn't it?
Yeah.
She was good. She sounded like Judy Garland, but it wasn't.
No, I wonder who was singing with Joe Loss at that time. Just says vocal refrain on the label.
Yeah, she was very nice.
Yeah, really lovely voice. That's a great record. I wonder what's on the other side. San Fernando Valley, it says.
It's a good song.
Okay, great. Well,
San Fernando Valley, my home.
Ah, right. Good. All right, we'll play this too, I think. Joe Loss and the orchestra with vocal refrain. Again, we don't know who's singing, but I'm sure they'll do a sterling job. If the last side is any indication. Let's have a listen. vk3sl testing.
In my grip, and I'm leaving today, 'cause I'm taking a trip California way. I'm gonna settle down and never more roam, and make the San Fernando Valley my home. I'll forget my sins, I'll be making new friends, where the west begins and the sunset ends. 'Cause I've decided where yours truly should be, and it's the San Fernando Valley for me. I think that I'm safe in stating she will be waiting when my lonely journey is done. And kindly old Reverend Thomas made us a promise, he will make the two of us one. So I'm hitting the trail, and I gotta go. You can forward my mail, care of GPO. I'm gonna settle down and never more roam, and make the San Fernando Valley my home. So I'm hitting the trail, and I gotta go. You can forward my mail, care of GPO. I'm gonna settle down and never more roam, and make the San Fernando Valley my home.
Loss and the orchestra from the mid-1940s, I gather, early 1940s perhaps.
Yeah, mid probably, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe it's after the war. San Fernando Valley. And
I remember it as a small kid.
Sure, that's good. I know that Joe Loss made a really good recording of In the Mood.
Did he?
Yeah, and I've got it here on the shelf, but I wouldn't have a hope of finding it in...
Well, I'll be pleased when it comes up.
Yeah, so I just did a quick dial up and I found it on the tube, so...
Oh, good.
We'll try it, see if it works. Hopefully this tablet will do what it needs to do in relation to the booth, and... So it'll be a slow cue, but we'll give it a go. Joe Loss and the band, and his take on Glenn Miller's In the Mood. It's very interesting. It's just as good, but it's got a slightly different feel.
Sure.
So let's have a listen. In the Mood, vk3sl testing. Now, wasn't that intriguing to hear a different take on exactly the same arrangement?
Just a little bit of a different flavour.
Yeah, it has, and it's just slightly more laid back. It's not on the front edge, not driving as much.
No, it's more sort of conservative.
Yeah, it's more English.
It's more English, actually.
But isn't it interesting because all the solos are replicated exactly.
Everyone. They are. The notes are exactly the same.
Yeah, and including the cowbells at the end.
The cowbell and the pauses and everything.
Yeah, exactly the same. They've emulated the performance, but it's English. It's sort of polite.
That edge, as you say.
Yeah, it's polite.
That's the one.
But the Miller Band had this great ability to create an edge, but without it sounding sort of vulgar or strident or
challenging. You know?
Yeah, it's a sort of a soft edge, didn't they?
Yeah.
But
it was an edge to drive and not to hurt.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? It's more of a vowel.
That's right.
But I found that really interesting, that recording. And I remember I've got it on a Regal Zonophone in the booth somewhere, and I remember playing it and just being really, the first time I heard it, I thought, wow, it's almost exactly the same, but just with that signature, that English band sound, which is very homogenous but slightly sitting back.
Yeah, it's little laid back.
Yeah, it's great stuff. So interesting record. Well, look, I've got a couple of versions of Hindustan. I thought I might do a back-to-back.
Oh, good.
Yeah, one's with Bob Crosby's Bobcats. I might have played this, but it doesn't matter because we'll contrast it with a recording of Artie Shaw playing the same song. Now, Hindustan, I think originally was the Persian word for India or something, or Serbian.
It was. Hindustani.
Yeah.
Indian.
So I can't recall exactly what the flavour is, but it will be interesting to compare them. So we'll start off with Bob Crosby's Bobcats on a Decca.
I think that'll be more upfront and faster, possibly.
Yes, quite possibly, and sort of more of a trad vibe, maybe. We'll see. And then we'll follow that with Artie Shaw and his orchestra. Both recordings made about the same time, but different takes on this track, Hindustan. So we'll start with the Decca record, Bob Crosby and the band, and this is vk3sl.
vk3jr on 2 meters.
Bob Crosby and the Bobcats, and we'll now switch over to a recording of Artie Shaw and the band from around about the same time, about 19 wartime fair I think these records are. Let's have a listen. That is an extraordinary arrangement. Really enjoyed the spaciousness in that arrangement there of Hindustan with Artie Shaw and the band.
It was indeed.
It was really, really good. That was just so well played. I could listen to that 10 times in a row. Fantastic.
Right in there, isn't there?
Oh, there is. It's just got a beautiful weight to it. Oh, man, that was fabulous. Artie Shaw. I really liked that. I liked it more than the first one. The first one was great, but it had a different vibe. And
it was fairly run-of-the-mill, a bit, really.
Yeah. Oh, man, I might play the other side of this, see if there's something else just as good.
Go for it.
The other side is Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child, which is, a beautiful song.
It's a lovely, spiritual.
Yes, indeed it is. That's right. And it says here, vocal refrain by Hot Lips Page. Okay, so trumpet player who was with Artie Shaw at that time. We featured him actually.
Oh, Hot Lips.
Yeah, we heard him the other day in his early days with Benny Moten, I think.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah. So, look, we'll feature the other side. I'm just quite impressed with this record. And Artie Shaw and the orchestra on a 10-inch HMV 78. This is vk3sl. Testing.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Glory, hallelujah. Glory, hallelujah.
Beautiful arrangement there.
Yeah, how close the black gospel music is to jazz.
Yeah, really moving. Artie Shaw and the orchestra.
Who does a wonderful version of this. It's probably not suitable for now. Is Marian Anderson.
Oh, wow. I'd love to hear that. Oh, gosh, yes. We'll put that on. I'll write it down. I'd like to hear her sing that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Quite a different feel, and yet the underlying blues is there, Sam.
Yeah, look, it'd be good to hear it. I don't know how easy it's going to be to dial up. I think it would be nice to hear it.
Okay.
And I'll just have to... Marian Anderson. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child.
How can you go so far?
Oh, well, I've got about 20 spelling mistakes and about one word spelled correct, but the spell correct does it for me. And I just sort of write whatever sort of sounds right, and then it doesn't. It looks like it's written in another language.
Okay.
But the great thing is spell checks do it all for you. Now all I need to do is just initiate this system, and we can have a listen to this. I'd like to hear it very much. I love her voice, Marian Anderson. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. It's here a different sort of. Different pace, but this will be very beautiful, I'm sure.
Sings it like she means it.
Wow, it'll be great. We're just queuing now. Well, that's indescribably beautiful, Frank.
I don't think the human voice solo voice can sound much better than that.
Yeah, it is totally extraordinary. Oh, wow. All right. I don't know how I can possibly follow on from that, really.
It's a showstopper, isn't it?
It really is. It sort of puts a pause. Maybe I should just turn the mic up and get some nature sounds. I don't know. Yeah, very beautiful. Just incredible. Marian Anderson, and I'm terribly sorry about the start there. It's a bit of a flawed sort of arrangement with the technical side of things.
Well, you overcame it anyway.
Yeah, I just went back and I'll try and edit that out of the log, but we can't do much about it.
Maybe we should have a bit more Marian.
Yeah, God, yeah.
Maybe Friday night.
Yeah, look, I think so. We can. Look, and that's something else I'd like to play on Friday night. I've just heard, just a short time ago, that Peter Cundall's died.
He was 94. I heard this afternoon.
Yes.
He was heavily into classical and into birds, of course.
Yes, that's right.
He did the narration to that Massenet thing.
Yeah, the Messiaen. The Messiaen Catalogue de Soir. I've got that recording here, and I'd like to feature it. Because I think that Messiaen's music's not the most approachable music, but he makes it approachable. Peter Cundall adds a sort of...
Gives it meaning, doesn't he?
He does. He just sort of gives this human dimension to it. And although I was never into his gardening programs...
Same, but I did like him as a person.
Yeah, he had incredible enthusiasm, and he had a passion for classical music. And his collaboration with Michael Kieran Harvey was just really one of the great artistic collaborations, I thought, with the Messiaen. So look, maybe we'll feature that as well, and some segments from it. It goes for 3 hours, but we can just sort of cherry pick it a little bit and just let it take its course. But look, he's an incredible life force, was Peter Cundall. So
certainly was.
Yeah, so quite sad to hear that he's passed away, but 94, I suppose, is a reasonably good innings.
Can't ask for too much more,
No, that's right. I was going to play a Ruth Wallace, but I think I'll leave it. I can't play it
straight after the
I can't play it after that. No way. So we'll leave that for another time. But let's see, we've got some more Joe Loss here.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, and Sing My Heart. It's a quick step, strict dance tempo from the RKO film Love Affair. So it's a Regal Zonophone from the late 1930s. This record's in very nice condition, so it should sound okay. So let's have a listen to this now. vk3sl testing on 160 and on UHF.
VK3JR on 2 meters.
Oh, sorry about the hum there. Oh, that shouldn't be happening. What's going on here? Ah, that's not good. The hum. Not sure what's going on there. Yeah, Sing My Heart is the name of that track. It was Joe Loss and the band in strict dance tempo.
Oh yeah, that would be a foxtrot.
It certainly would. It certainly is.
Quick step, let me see.
Yeah, quick step. It says Sing My Heart, quick step.
Yeah, quick step, yeah.
The other side is Beer Barrel Polka, so this is a bit of a roll out the
barrel.
Roll out the hit, yeah. Okay.
Oktoberfest.
That's right. Oh, well, look, we'll give this a Guernsey.
Oh, yeah.
Bit of a gear change. Let's have a listen. Roll out the polka.
Everybody feels so tra-la-la. They want to throw their cares away. They all go la-dee-da-dee-ay. Then they hear a rumble on the floor. It's the big surprise they're waiting for. And all the couples form a ring. For miles around you'll hear them sing. We want the barrel! Roll out the barrel. We'll have a barrel of fun. We roll the barrel. Roll out the barrel. We've got the blues on the run. We roll the barrel. Bring out the song of good cheer. Now's the time to roll the barrel for the gang's all
And they got there in the end, and it's wartime fare. Roll out the barrel with Joe Loss and the band. Yeah, it's got a bit of a nursing home tinge to it, but yeah, we can live with that.
Yes, it does.
It does, but yeah, we'll suspend all of those prejudices, and yeah, we can hear Joe Loss and his excellent arrangement on a Regals on a phone. There was a nice little break from the piano accordion at the end, so I can let that be a segue into our next track, which is Tollefson and Mr. Tollefson accordion soloist, and it's a Columbia, and it's a track called Concert Waltz. This will be a bit sort of out there, and we'll feature this now, and I've got to help Kate with something while this is on. So let's have a listen. VK3sl. Mr. Tollefson and his concert waltz there. And I'm sorry about the hum, folks. I can't seem to resolve it. It's a bit weird. Something's become... So it must be an earth loop or a loose connection in the turntable. That's weird. Everything here is checked and double checked, but never mind. It's just, I think it's gone now. But yeah, it's strange. It's just intermittent.
I can't hear it.
No, Tollefson, very dynamic performer there.
He speeded right up, didn't he?
Yeah, he had lots of manual dexterity and velocity in his playing. Now, speaking of velocity, here's another record of Joe Finger's Car and the Car Hops.
Car Hops, yes.
Yes, it's on a Capital 78 and it's Music Making Mama from Memphis. So, yeah, this will be most excellent indeed. Nothing like a bit of Joe Finger's Car.
I'm interested to hear what's on the back of it. It could be a hit.
Okay, we'll check on that shortly.
She's sweeter than the music when she tickles the strings, sweeter than the flowers down in New Orleans. She's a music making mama from Memphis, Tennessee. She'll play a little rhythm, do the boogie upright, the Tennessee polka, maybe blues in the night. Everybody travels from far and near to hear when she plays the old piano by ear. She's a music making mama from Memphis, Tennessee. On her old guitar, you ought to hear the words roll out of her mouth. Everybody's calling her the queen of the south. She's a get-her-made mama from Memphis, Tennessee. Picks a big bass fiddle or she yodel the blues. Plays the downbeat, offbeat, any old beat. A breakdown, hold down, does it up neat. She's a rhythm making mama from Memphis, Tennessee. When my baby is coming to town, all the time jumping jitterbugs gather around. Take a gallon to my sweetie now, honey, let's go. My baby starts a picking and a picking down low. She's a music making mama from Memphis, Tennessee. She'll play a little rhythm to the boogie upright. The Tennessee folk is the blues in the night. Everybody travels from far and near to hear when she plays the old piano by ear. She's a music making mama from Memphis, Tennessee.
Joe Fingers Car and the Car Hops from 1950, Mumble on the Capitol 78. And on the other side we have When You're Smiling.
No, it's not a hit.
Okay.
It's just a nice middle of the road.
Yeah, sure. So there we go. Nothing like a bit of Joe Fingers Car.
Oh, yeah.
And we've just had a message from Mr. Fleming, who's listening in this afternoon. So greetings to you, John, and thank you for checking in with these test missions on 160 and on UHF. I think you listen on 160. You're fairly local to here. And I want to thank
all from me too.
Yeah, and John actually wrote to me last night with a comment about the Charles Skace record I played yesterday.
Right. Can you repeat the comment?
Yeah, well, yes, I don't think anyone's terribly impressed with Beyond the Sunset. I think it was
no, it was not your usual mission.
No,
it snuck in, didn't it?
No, it snuck in. It wanted to be played, and yeah, I'll let it go through the motions.
Oh yeah,
but Mr. Skace, bit of a story there, but he did apparently win the Sun Aria. I wonder if Jamie's got a copy of the Sun Aria winning performance.
Quite likely, I'd say.
He probably would. So maybe we could hear that at some stage. But I'm not the greatest fan of Mr. Skace. But never mind. No. He's an Australian figure.
He can't help the Christopher's dad, can he?
That's right, he can't help it. And he lived very local to here, according to John. Almost within stone's throw from where I am now.
Oh, is that right?
So that's another story.
Okay.
So, yes, a reflection on yesterday's missions. And now, John mentioned that there's a beautiful Mary Travers version of Sometimes I Feel Like a Motherless Child.
So there is, I know it. It is lovely too.
Yeah, so look, we'll dial that up shortly, and we'll probably finish with that.
It is lovely
at the end of the session. So thanks, John, for that, and thank you for your note yesterday. I'm hopeless returning emails. I get so many a day, and many of them just don't get returned.
You too, eh?
Yeah, I'm just drowning in them. But the sentiments there, I mean, I feel that I acknowledge everything that people say. Now, here we have a Louis Armstrong disc, I Get Ideas, says.
Yeah, this was a hit in the early 50s.
Okay.
I think.
This is Satchmo and his Commercial Guys on a Decca.
Tony Martin had a big hit with it.
Okay.
And Satchel covered it.
Sure. Okay, that's interesting to get the background to it. I think it's got a nice trumpet solo at the end. Let's have a listen.
When we are dancing and you're dangerously near me, I get ideas. I get ideas. I want to hold you so much closer than I dare to. I want to scold you 'cause I care more than I care to. And when you touch me, and that's fire in every finger, I get ideas. Yes, I get ideas. And after we have kissed goodnight, still you linger, I kind of think you get ideas too. Your eyes are always saying the things you never say. I only hope they say that you could love me too. But that's the whole idea. It's true, lovely idea that I fall in love with you. And after we have kissed goodnight, still you linger, babe, I kind of think you get ideas too.
Satchmo, he just does it so well. Although I'm not really into late Satchmo, I sort of am.
Carries it off beautifully, really.
I know, I don't want to admit to being...
I know, it's a guilty pleasure, isn't it?
I know, it is. He just does it so well. He's just got a beautiful feel. He really feels music. He's just got that... He embodies everything that is jazz, but he sort of does it in a somewhat displaced way towards the end. But, you know, he is the pioneer. He invented the idiom, really.
Pretty much. More than anyone else, I'd say.
I'd say so. You know, everyone refers to him. He just sort of sat back and enjoyed the ride from about the age of 25 onwards.
According to Ken Burns, you know the doc.
Yeah.
He says that his view is that Louis, more than anyone else, was responsible for jazz.
Oh yeah, it's when you hear those Fletcher Henderson recordings, they are just so out there. It's like it's in such stark contrast. Those solos are just completely trailblazing. They're just inhabiting a totally new world, and people just jumped on the bandwagon, and everyone started to solo like that. And it's so significant because from that point on, we just have free-flying, you know, soloing has become the, a feature of pop music.
That's it. And,
yeah, using, exploring syncopation and extension and all of the marvels of jazz. It all happened with Mr. A, so I do credit him with that, and I can listen to his late stuff with that in mind and really deeply enjoy it. It's good. Yay! Well, look, we're getting to that end of the program, and I've got to do other things shortly. But we've had other correspondence, and I say good evening to all, and an acknowledgement of the polkas that we play. We
have a polka fan.
We can finish off with a bit of a polka fest, because this record I picked up at the op shop yesterday, this recording, the piano accordion recording of Will Glera, his accordion with rhythm. And now note the fact that Mr. Glera featured on a number of early emissions when he was a very young person. But here he is as a much older person. And what do we have? We have Ambo polka, Hirschmetz polka, Pennsylvania polka, Finkenwalser. It goes on and on. Clarinet and polka, Too Fat polka.
Too Fat polka, that's a good one.
Annan polka. It's pretty amazing stuff.
Gee, you're too fat for me.
That's what it is. So we'll have a bit of a polka fest shortly. But before doing so, I'd like to defer to Mary Travers and have a listen to her take on this sort of.
It's a gentler version.
Yeah, it is. I don't want to trivialise the meaning behind it.
In no way. It's very valid in its own way.
Yeah, look, absolutely. So yes, the follow-on with the polkas isn't it by no means a
comment.
No, not at all. It's just the way of things. It's just the serendipitous flow of these afternoon sessions. So I'll probably wind at this point. I think I've got it here. I think I've got
I've really enjoyed it. I've got Marion's voice stuck in my head. I'm going to have to go on after tea and find her on YT and hear more.
That's fine. No worries at all. And thank you, Frank. It's always great. And we'll be back again on Friday, all being well. I'll be doing a bit of a trip before then. I've got to go down on Wednesday. Yeah, but I've got to come back. Yeah, I should be back by Friday. That's the following week. I'm getting my weeks mixed up. Now, this week I'm grounded. I'm here.
Okay.
So, yes, I'm here this week, and then the following week I've got to go down to Inverloch for the Shipwreck Fest. That's another story.
Oh, very good.
Yeah, the Amazon shipwreck that emerged out of the sand. I'm number 2 on their. They've organised an Amazon 1863 project where they've been getting funding, and they've put me as one of the number 2 on the membership because I was one of the people who first documented the wreck and did a YouTube thing, which has become a bit interesting.
Oh, excellent.
It's a long story, but
perhaps you could do a little feature on it sometime.
Well, I can talk about it. It's a really extraordinary subject because with all of the dredging sands and the way that all the foreshores are eroding, we're seeing this amazing wooden shipwreck from 1863 emerge out of the sand, which hasn't been seen for ever since that time. And it's just an extraordinary story. So, and the locals have really got involved. And when it first emerged, I got the cameras out and sat on the wreck and read the story of its being beached, and it's got a lot of YouTube hits. So from that point, a organisation was formed, and they've got lots of funding and interest, and it's been quite an exciting project. So I'm going up to help them celebrate their inauguration.
I'll enjoy that, I'm sure.
Yeah, but that's a little while away. There'll be a few missions before then. Okay, well, without any further ado, we'll hear Motherless Child and Mary Travers, and I think she's the soloist with Peter, Paul and Mary. And thank you, Frank, and we'll have a great week.
Thank you, and also you too, Steve.
Yeah, we'll catch up soon, and we'll follow on with the music of Will Clare, but we'll do it seamlessly. Cheers for now.
J.R. Clear.
This is vk3sl saying cheers for now.
Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. 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 A long way from home. A long way from home. feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. Sometimes I feel like I'm almost gone. A long way from home. A long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a moaning dove. Sometimes I feel like a moaning dove. Sometimes I feel like a moaning dove. A long way from home. A long way from home. Sometimes I feel like an eagle in the air. Sometimes I feel like an eagle in the air. Sometimes I feel like an eagle in the air. A long way from home. A long way from home. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. Sometimes I feel like a motherless child. A long way from home. A long way from home.
And there we have it, good people. We need to wind at this point. vk3sl saying cheers for now. Look forward to your company next Friday.